Hiring freezes and slowdowns, people are laid off in big consulting firms. How can you still have a successful consulting career in this situation? Hi, my name is Johannes, and on this channel I want to help you to have a successful career in management consulting and to earn 250k or even more. And today in this video I want to do some real talk, because we have to talk about the current state of the industry, because honestly this is the worst state of the consulting industry probably in the past 15 years or so. And we have to talk about, what caused the situation, how this will develop, and especially what you can do if you still want to have a successful career in management consulting. So let's dive right into it. So let's first talk about the situation and let's try to understand where this comes from, okay? And to understand the current state of the consulting industry, we need to understand the current state of the economy. And there's always the question, when is the consulting industry better off? Does the consulting industry make more revenue if there is an economic boom? Because then, the companies have a lot of money available to spend on projects. Or is the consulting industry better off if there is a recession? Because then, companies need some restructuring, some turnarounds, some cost management, and then they also hire consulting companies. That's often the big question, and the answer is, in both phases, the consulting industry benefits and profits. There's only one economic state that is really dangerous for the consulting industry, and this is the state of uncertainty. And this is exactly what we see right now. There's a lot of uncertainty in the market about what will happen next. There are some people who say, there will be a soft landing and the Fed will turn it all around, and then we will see an economic boom again very quickly. And then there are many companies who say, or many people who say, no, there will be a crash, there will be, a recession pretty soon, and then, everyone in the economy will suffer a lot. And this is a very critical state, because nobody knows what will happen within the next 12 months and how the economy will develop and how consumer sentiment will develop as well. And this is the big question here. And in these situations, companies typically hold their cash very, very tight, because they want to prepare for the next cycle and for the next 12 months. Okay, and since they don't know what will actually happen, this is a lot of insecurity, and this is why they keep their cash very tight. And typically, one of the first cost positions that they try to get rid of are external costs, especially from consulting projects, because these are costs that you can easily reduce and you don't have to lay off people or do something like that. And that's like the main reason why the consulting industry is currently suffering. And if you take a look at the revenues in the consulting industry, you see a really heavy decline, especially within the past 6 months or so, okay? So it's a really difficult phase, and consulting projects are stopped or extensions are stopped, left and right. So it's really difficult for the consulting firms to get people staffed on the projects. And of course, this is a big problem, especially for some large consulting firms, because especially during the COVID times, where we saw actually a big boom, it was kind of, paradox, because we had all the supply chain issues. There were a lot of companies, who were in troubles because of the shutdowns and so on. But on the other side, there was a lot of money in the market because the Fed printed so much money. So there was still a boom. And this was a consulting budget exploded in the past 2 years. And especially the big firms, they hired a lot of people, okay? They said, okay, it's booming, so we, put in and take in as many people as possible. And now they are in a situation where they have much more people than they can staff on projects. And this is, of course, a bad situation. And what they do now is that they slow down the hiring process or even freeze the hiring. And they are also much more critical in terms of their up and out culture. So this means that they lay off people, or that they, kick them out during their probation time, and, that they apply stuff like that. So it's really, really challenging at the moment. And, these are not only rumors, this is these are facts. So I hear that a lot from people who are working in various firms, that these things are actually happening. So the big question is, how long will this still go? And I actually don't know. So I expect the consulting industry to recover probably within the next 12 months. There I'm pretty confident about. but I don't know how it will develop within the next 3 months or within the next 6 months. So this we all have to see. But my expectation for the moment would be that still, within the next month, the situation will continue to stay very challenging, especially for people who want to join the consulting industry. So what is the big problem now for people who want to join the industry and who actually want to have a career in consulting at the moment? So since we have, too many people in consulting firms at the moment and only a few jobs available, this means that the competition even, increased more during the past year. So, getting into consulting and also getting up the ranks, it has been difficult, all the time, because it's a very competitive industry and only the best get to the top. And this is, why it has been challenging in the past years, actually. Or past decades even. But now we have the situation where it's even more competitive because there are even fewer jobs available and more people competing for these jobs, and this makes it so difficult at the moment. And the big question now is, what can you do to actually still get into consulting and to get up the ranks and have a good career? And the only answer is, and it sounds harsh, but this is the truth, you have to outperform your peers even more than before. That's the only answer how you will achieve that goals. And we can discuss this along 3 levels. So first, or 3 situations. So first, if you're a student, if you want to get into consulting, if you're an intern and want to get an offer in consulting, or if you already are in consulting and want to get promoted, for example. So what should you do as a student? And as I said, it's very difficult because they have a hiring, or most companies have a hiring slowdown. So this means that even fewer people get accepted. And this means that you even more have to create a profile that is attractive for the consulting companies, so that you really give everything to improve your grades, that you make the right choices about what kind of university or business school you should join, that you try to get practical experiences, that you also take care of extracurriculars. Probably now in this situation you have to be a bit more creative with that, because the economic situation is very challenging, okay? And it's probably a bit harder at the moment to get some internships, but still there are many different ways to improve your profile. So this is something you should take care of. The second is that you also develop the right strategies to get into consulting, okay? And there are many creative ways how you can network within the firm or into the firm, or how you can get a direct contact to decision makers, okay? And you should also think about these strategies and try to apply them as well. And third, you should be prepared even better for the case interviews than usual, because expect that there will be more competition than it was the years before. And it has been challenging all along, but now it's even gonna be more challenging. Okay, so put in the work and be prepared for the interviews and for the case studies. So this is what you should do as a student if you want to get into consulting. If you are an intern, if you're currently in an internship, and if you want to get the offer, then be aware that again, the standards will be even higher now for an offer, to receive an offer from this internship. And this means that again, you have to step up in your performance level and even perform better than you had to do that like the years before. And this means it's always the same, that you figure out what the skills are that you need to learn for this internship, that you actively, in a structured way, prepare these skills so that you are ready from day one when you are in the internship, because that's then the only way to actually show your performance. Okay, so learn the skills that you need for the internship, and then convince with your project performance. Also, you need to convince with your personality. And then you also need to make sure that you actively manage your internship so that you get a good connection to all the decision makers, and that you also make sure that you get good evaluations. Okay, but again, the foundation of everything is that you learn the skills to improve your performance, and the best way to do that is to, in a structured way, learn these skills and prepare for your internship. Then if you are already in consulting, and if you want to get promoted, or at least not kicked out at the moment, then what you should do is again that you really learn the skills that you need to know. Okay, on an internship level, you need to focus more on technical skills like PowerPoint and Excel. If you are on a consulting level, then this is like the foundation. Still, if you have like any gaps in your know-how in terms of PowerPoint and Excel, You, of course, you need to fix them. That's like the foundation level. But on top, you need to become really good in problem solving, strategic thinking, managing your stream, communication, organization, and so on. And again, you have to bring your performance to the next level, because otherwise, chances are really high that you might get kicked out, or that, due to the up and out policy, you have to look for another job. Okay, so really try to bring your performance to the next level. At the same time, since you have to expect to work a little bit more during that time now, you also have to make sure that you apply the right strategies to not get burned out, because this is also really a big challenge at the moment. That, despite all the pressure, despite all the performance pressure that you will probably receive, that you don't get burned out, and you have to learn the right strategies to do so. Okay, this is really important, and then there are still good chances that you get promoted and stay within the company. So these are like the things that I would do in these typical situations, like if you want to get into consulting, if you want to get an offer during your internship, or if you want to get promoted as a consultant. Again, no one knows how long this will last. Maybe it's over in a month or two. Maybe it takes another 12 months, maybe even longer. Okay, I don't know. But the one thing that I can tell you is that the best bet that you can now make is the bet on yourself. And you need to develop the right mindset. And this is true for all the situations that I just mentioned. So no matter if you're a student, if you're an intern, or if you are a consultant, you need to develop the right mindset that you can do that. Okay. So these are tough times. I get it, and it's true. But tough times create tough people. And this is now the mindset that you need to have in order to make a career in consulting at the moment. Okay, so this is also a huge opportunity, actually, especially for the long run, because if you now make it through this time period, then you can also be pretty confident that after that, once the situation recovers and once we see a boom again, that you will even more outperform, and that you will even get faster up the ranks. So there are high chances for that, but still you need to get through this current situation. So with that being said, if you want to have support with that, so if you're a student and want to get into consulting, if you're an intern and want to get an offer, if you're a consultant and want to get promoted, and if you want to have support with that, then please get in touch with us. You can apply for a free coaching session in the link below. And with that being said, hope you have a successful week. Hope to talk to you soon. Goodbye, Johannes.